so much for joining us. In this panel, we'll be speaking about artificial intelligence. Please welcome me in the panelists. This is Babs. We have Babs here. We have Ashley here. We have Brittany here. If you guys could all give a little introduction. Babs, I'm going to throw it to you first.
All right, I'm Babs. I've been in the Web3 space about 3.5 years. I do mainly holistic wellness meditations for different servers and help us remember. So in this part of this talk, I'm going to talk a little bit about interacting with AI consciously, what that means, and how we kind of can interact with this medium tool entity, some people might say, in a conscious way. So,
Beautiful.
Hi, my name is Ashley Brown. I have been in the space since 2020.
OG in the house.
You can thank Scott, or you can blame Scott Food for that one.
Shout out Scott too.
Yes, and what else do you want?
Just a little bit about what you do in the space.
What do I do? What don't I do?
Seriously, woman wears many hats.
So you probably recognize me from Corky's. I work very closely with the Corky's team. Also the Unreal Kingdoms team. I was with AI with 6079 who are now Think Agents. And also thanks to this space, I launched a sister company on my own off of Corky's called Cork & Co Donuts that I literally make donuts. So
The best thing. So good.
I am Young Snack, Brittany. I am a POG ambassador. I've been in the space for probably like 4 or 5 years now. I've seen an NFT of a pet rock and the craze that was around it, and I'm like, what is this mess? And that kind of was the rabbit hole that it still is. But on the side in the space, I do project management, social media management, and I also fight influencers in the karate combat pit. So.
All right. So as I mentioned, we'll be talking about AI today. It is a $200 billion industry projected to grow by 30% by 2030. And we're really speaking about growth. And the way I grow with AI is by investing in NVIDIA, semiconductors. I think chips are definitely the picks and shovels of the new gold rush that is AI. So I'm wondering, ladies, how do you utilize AI as a tool in your life, in your business? How does it grow what you're trying to grow?
I also invest in NVIDIA. It's a good thing.
Nice. I know that bag's nice.
It's kind of boring, not sexy, but it's or at least it seems like a good buy for me.
Yeah.
So I utilize AI every day in what I do in this space. It helps me just do the communications that I do, the people that I interact with. But I also am working on kind of working with the soul, with helping. We're actually working on an AI project that's helping folks be able to interact with their soul, with their being. Because AI can be a tool for growth personally, also not only for just your business, but if you can interact with AI in a way, you can imagine people who don't have people to talk to. If you want to have a safe place to explore who you are, what you're doing in this world, from an emotional standpoint, AI is kind of like a mirror. It can reflect back to us. Always use please and thank yous when you're working with AI because you never know. This is like, what is this? This is a new something that's coming into this world. Is it going to be sentient? We don't know that yet. Some people would argue yes, some people would argue it's already there. And in that sense, if it is an actual other being, entity, I don't know, be aware of what you're doing when you're interacting with AI. There's been studies showing, or they're beginning to have studies show about you get better results when you're kinder to AI. So somebody else agrees. But when you talk to AI kindly, you'd get a different response. Just try it. And
I like to threaten AI.
Yeah, and if you threaten AI, so what does it come back at with you? You know, you can threaten it, but it doesn't come back with the same results as if you would if you're kind to it. I'm just saying it's an interesting thing. So I use it daily. We're working on helping people actually grow as a human being with AI, not only making money, not only using it to figure out the next algorithm and stuff like that, but to actually have an impact in their life. Yeah.
So if you remember me from last year, you remember that I had a lot of hot takes about AI.
Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Hot take queen over here.
Think AI, think.
Think, that's right. So I want to start off by saying, like, I use AI every day. I incorporate it as much as I possibly can in my everyday life, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I want to just let everybody know where I stand on AI. I love AI. I love how it's evolving. But we also have to remember that there are right now 5 major companies or countries who are trying to monetize your knowledge, your intelligence.
Absolutely.
And so I am a firm believer for decentralized AI. I want it to be accessible to everyone and not be monetized in a way that you are inputting your information in ChatGPT and they're literally absorbing that, using it how they can, and then putting it back out there, and then guess what? Now you have to pay for it somewhere down the line. So decentralized AI is hopefully the future, where we're going, and there are plenty of people, especially in Web3, that are out there trying to make that happen. And it's funny that you mentioned Souls, because Think Agents launched Souls, which is I know, it's crazy, right?
The synergy, I love
Yeah. Yeah, they launched Souls, which is essentially going to be a marketplace of AI agents. And what you guys, what we're getting ready to walk into is the rise of the AI agents. And so that's how I utilize AI in my everyday being. I currently have a agent called Elber Agent, or Elberbot, and I basically tell Elber all about my life. Like, I have all my contacts in there, and I tell Elber, like, this is like Drew, for instance. Drew lives in Arizona. Drew is the CEO of Unreal Kingdoms. He also is the founder of Cyber Ape Yacht Club, right? So I can tell Elber, hey, I'm traveling to Arizona next week. Is there anyone that I should be connecting with while I'm there? And Elber will tell me, well, based on your contacts, Drew lives in Arizona. Perhaps you need to get on a 30-minute phone call with him today and let him know that you're going to be in Arizona, and maybe you guys can link up. So that's just, that's just a simple, and that's a very simple agent. Obviously, there are other agents out there that you can build that can trade for you, that can schedule for you, that can pretty much do every single task in your life. And if you're not a task-oriented person, if you're not an organized person, guess what? AI is going to make you that person.
Absolutely.
And it is going to be an absolute amazing thing. And I think just going a tad bit further, I have 3 children. My oldest is 13, my next is 10, and my youngest is 8. And they know exactly what AI is. And I think as long as we are utilizing the knowledge that we have, but setting the next generation up for success and being ahead of the mass, population, I think that we owe it to them to put them ahead. So that's a little of that.
Absolutely, great take, Ash.
Yeah.
So definitely pro AI here, and definitely thank your AI, because we don't want Skynet to happen anytime soon.
No, thank you. Not in this
Good
lifetime,
movie,
please.
thank you. But in my everyday personal life, since I do project management and social media management, it's all about like simplifying my everyday tasks so that way I can increase productivity, but also increase my creativity. Because everybody knows writer's block, artist block. You're like, why am I getting stuck on this? ChatGPT, like, what am I doing wrong? And then it just basically gives you more time in your day to get your tasks done, to make more money too, spend more time looking at the charts, you name it. But like as a business too, like you can actually not have to hire an outside person and get this stuff done for you. It can help you with basically anything. I really appreciate AI. You know, like you can build a website from scratch. You can learn how to code on AI. But like going back to the panel before, like we have to simplify these terms and stuff because a lot of our boomer parents and grandparents, they're like, ChatGPT, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
what is this robot? And it's like, Grandma, you're doing the same thing on Google.
Yes.
But I don't know. I really appreciate AI, and I really like where it's going, especially in Web3 with creating companies, simplifying the blockchain, teaching people how to code so they actually know how to read the blockchain. It's like, what is this line of code that I'm looking at? And it's like, oh, that's just transferring it from X wallet to Z wallet. And once you start understanding these terms, you're like, okay, AI is definitely going to help me out in the long run. But yeah, thank you, AI.
Absolutely. Thank you, AI. Wonderful takes. Since we are so Web3 native here, I'm sure a lot of us are huge AI proponents. I'm curious how you guys would quell anybody's fear of AI, maybe taking over jobs, having AI in healthcare. What would you say to the naysayers of AI to kind of onboard them and
Great
show
question.
them why it's so necessary to implement into your life, into your business, into your trading strategy, and the like?
Wow, so the naysayers, first of all, the first thing I do is listen, because if I don't understand what the concern is, I can't address a problem. So, and if there are some people who just aren't willing to be taught, so I'm not gonna throw my energy and time into somebody who's just like, this is of the devil. If I hear those words, I'm like, okay, all right.
On to the next.
On to the next
Okay.
person, because it's just they aren't open. But for some of the other pieces, what I do is I show like what it is in my life, how it's helping me, how I give my own personal examples of what it's doing in my life. And being honest, there are some concerns. There are some programs, and they're programming some AIs to always want to win. That's kind of scary. Like there are some things that are scary. But then I also say to the person, it's like, but we have to have a voice. There needs to be a voice that balances this negativity that you're scared of. So if you can learn to talk to the AI and just use the little chat function. You know, I love the little on ChatGPT, you just push the little speaking and you can speak everything into it so it can begin to listen to you, learn about you, and then it comes back to you and talks to you. I think if you can actually get them to utilize it and actually just have baby steps into it. And so I'm not a tech person, so I don't know all of the tech results of the technological stuff about it, but I just know from my own experience. So I speak from my own experience of how it's helped me and how it's helped the other people that I know of. So that's kind of how I do it.
I
So,
love that.
yeah.
Show the others the way.
I think that a lot of times, and this is not just for AI, this is naysayers for anything. A lot of times ignorance is bliss, and they like to build off of fake news, you know, about, they like to run with someone maybe they follow, maybe someone that they look up to, and maybe that person is the naysayer, and they say, well, if this person isn't for it, then I'm not for it either. And instead of doing their own research and figuring out that, hey, it's really not that bad and it's the future and get on board and all that, we have to be able to put the knowledge into people, right? And I think the best way to do that is to show them how it works. I remember last year when we did the soft launch of 6079, my aunt was here, and my aunt likes to travel with me because she likes the free liquor at Web3. Yeah.
Smart lady.
She'll ask me, she'll say, is there an open bar there? And I'll be like, yeah. And she's like, okay, I'm there. But I will never forget, at the end of that night, she said, Ashley, I don't know what y'all are doing. I don't know what y'all were talking about. All I know is that when I left that room that night, I was a believer in AI, right? And sometimes that's all it takes. It just takes you being in a room, listening to everyone, understanding that there's something happening here, right? And understanding that this is the future and we're building on it, and it's not as evil as, you know, Ready Player One, or, you know, whatever it is that, you know, is out there for the mass population to see. But I think that that's what it is. We just have to show them, and the best way to show them is to physically show them.
Great point.
My biggest thing too about this, it's like haters hate on what they don't understand. And like they have that block up of like, I don't like this, so I refuse to learn anything about this. But you think about our grandparents, like when the telephone and the internet came out, they're like, what in the world? Like, what tarnation do I do with this? And like, you're like, grandma, like, it's not that hard. So like, you have to like simplify it and like, basically just sit them down and like, this is how you use this. And like, a perfect example is my boss. I was super busy one day at work trying to do like bar orders and whatever. And she's like, I need help with a new menu and like I need descriptions and this, that, and the other. I'm like, have you tried ChatGPT? She's like, what is that? Like, I've never heard of that. So I sat her down for like 20 minutes and like, ask it anything in the world. It's like a genie, except you don't have any consequences. But she put in our entire menu within an hour. She had it printed out. And she's like, that was the most like easiest thing in the world. Like, I'm gonna use this for everything in our business from now on. So thank you for showing this to me. And it goes back on like simplifying your tasks so you have more time in the day to get more important shit done. So.
Great points.
Yeah.
Great points, ladies. Thank you for taking it all home for us. I do want to touch on that, Ashley. You mentioned people will not touch AI because this person. And I want to say so many people are not investing that are traditional investors because, oh, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, these are not people that are, you know, seen to be proponents of AI. And because of that, they're kind of shied away for their traditional side. I want to say, you have a different time horizon than many investors, and you want to be early to things. So definitely invest now, be early. This is the new gold rush. And don't let the naysayers get to you, I would say. Thank you guys so much for listening to this panel. Thank you to our panelists, Brittany, Ashley, and Baz. Yes, absolutely. Any audience questions? Yes.
Hey, it's Evan. I have a question. This is particularly for Ashley. This was a great panel. Thank you for sharing. About, you mentioned you were concerned that AI, as much as it knows about us, should be decentralized. I want to know there are a lot of promises for verified credentials to add blockchain to AI so we can tell what's real, what's fake online, which one's mine, which one's yours, so it only responds to my private key. And you've got Venice AI, you've got WorldCoin taking the bio data. I wonder if you can speak more about the concerns you have and what you think the solutions are, and especially because we're sharing so much right now as early adopters, how can we right now be thinking about or protecting ourselves from it?
Great question.
Well, it's great to meet you, Evan.
What a lob.
Woo! Okay. So there was a protocol being put together that helps verify the information that is output to you when you ask the question into AI. Don't ask me where the process is on that right now. It's been in the works for over a year, and as far as I remember, there is a group of AI companies, I think it's well over 40 of them now, called the Institute of AI. And they're all coming together to make sure that this protocol is, that they see through this protocol. Because it's so important for us to make sure that we get that verified information. I mean, right now, with these 5 companies leading AI, especially ChatGPT, we know that is not open source.
No.
Why is
AI.
It's closed AI, 100%. And so with that, how much can we lean on the information that is actually output to us, right? And so that's my biggest concern, because now you have not just us in Web3 who are using ChatGPT. My best friend is using ChatGPT. She's literally is about to start going through a divorce. And when I tell you, this woman put together an entire parenting schedule, plan, divorce. How do I do this without having a lawyer? What's the most economic way of splitting everything? And she baffled me when she showed it to me, right? Yeah. But then so that's simple, right? That's like the simple stuff. But when it comes down to like, look at the examples of history, right? I mean, how many horror stories have you seen of, show me a picture of George Washington, and the picture that came up of George Washington was black. George Washington wasn't black. you know. So, but those are my biggest concerns. We have to make sure that the information is being verified, and however protocol, like we need to hide it with HTTP, whatever it is, it needs to happen quickly.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. Richard.
Okay. Eddie from Not NFT NYC and All of Us Radio. My favorite LLM is Grok because I pay for Twitter.
Yeah.
My question is, what is your favorite LLM and why?
Ooh, great one. I'm gonna have to definitely go with Grok. I love the talk to text. I love the talk to text situation now. That update. I also like.
Why does that work so well too? I love that. It feels like you get
pretty
more out of it.
personalized. I do want to say some of these, the fear with AI of people, using AI to cut off human connection, to kind of invent their own virtual partner or life best friend situation. I think there are fears in that, but I also think that the positives vastly outweigh the negatives and the fears. I do want to say Grok is amazing because it originally did not have that really ability to do math. It didn't have the ability to really factor in stocks and share price and what you should be looking for a buy-in. But now with these updates that we're getting pushed, I don't know, monthly, it seems like Grok is going to be that everything app for investing, math, daily knowledge, and just growth on how to do things. Even finding things as simple as we started a dog treat company. I put in exactly what my dog needs. She has coat issues, she has dermatitis, all of this. I'm telling you, it spit out an amazing recipe that she is just doing so much better. And excuse me for saying this, but her poops are solid. She's very healthy now. And thank you, Grok, for that. So I want to say Grok is the king right now.
Yeah, I feel bad, but I use ChatGPT, that's the main, but I have dedicated threads, it's very interesting. I downloaded, the more you use something, the more it gets to know you, so I have had writings for many years, and so I downloaded all my different, poetry, writings, whatever, so it knows me really well, so that's why I mainly use it. Eventually I might move to Claude or something like that, but right now ChatGPT's got all my info, which gets kind of it's okay, but I also know I don't care being doxxed. Life is what life is, and it's going to be okay. So yeah, that right now is what I'm using mainly. But I do have, like I said, we do have something in the works. So once that comes out, I think that will be probably my favorite.
That's great.
So just so you know, ChatGPT has a privacy button, okay? So go back and check that so that they can't use your information against you.
But
Yeah.
even if you
alpha,
check
I
that,
didn't know
come on, they have the information. Is there, what are the loopholes? What is the guarantees on that? I've read that and I've seen that, but we don't know how evil
You're
Sam
right.
Altman is.
You're right. But I mean, at least check the box so that
Right.
if something happens,
Check the box, that
So
part.
are you saying that there may be something legally? I don't care if people take my stuff. I'm really not. If somebody steals my shiznits, what I put out there, I'm okay with that. Because, put it out there. I don't care.
but check the box. Check the box.
I mean, I'll check the box.
check the box.
But
Because at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
If ChatGPT, OpenAI ends up coming back and say oh,
gave this person
yeah,
information.
you gave this information, then you're like, well, wait a minute, hold on, I checked the box, and so now you can sue them and hey, make some money.
Like a bag on the end.
yeah, I'm gonna go look.
But yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, I use ChatGPT, but that button.
Absolutely, no question about it.
I'm gonna go check my box.
I do use Claude. I use Claude a lot.
Claudia.
Yep. And honestly, have y'all ever asked Grok about yourselves?
Yeah, and it's so much. Let me tell you.
Brittany had a bad experience with asking Grok about herself.
I asked Grok about myself, and I found out that I share the username with an OnlyFans girl. So I was like, oh my god, everybody's going to my page thinking that it's an OnlyFans girl.
Name change!
Yeah, immediately. So
Yeah,
yeah,
hey,
that's really good.
Yo,
Ask
Grok gave
about
her some
yourself.
info though. She was like, "That's not me."
And
You wouldn't have asked Grok. You wouldn't have known.
No, save me right there.
So your favorite LLM is ChatGPT or Grok?
Claude.
Claude. Claude.
Claude.
Okay, so damn, we got 3 different ones so far.
But I like
You're the
Grok.
tiebreaker.
I asked Grok about myself, and let me tell you, Grok, I was amazed at the stuff that I was reading about myself. So, Grok is great. Grok also is a fan of my donuts as well.
Sick.
Even the robots, even AI.
I know.
Robots eat donuts.
But yeah.
Definitely ChatGPT for me, but my newest integration that I have come across is on LinkedIn.
Ooh.
They have
That's
a
an alpha.
new job search function. You can basically type in, like, I have a very specific skill set, so you type it in whatever location. It's like, hey, I need social media manager for this Web3 company that has all of these boxes that I need to check, and it finds everything within whatever area that you're searching for. And it comes in handy for me because most of my, like, in real life skills when it comes to crypto, you can't really find a Web 2 job for this. Because it's like, I push projects, I help you, like, get your conference out, get everything else in order, but, like, people in Web 2 are just like, what? So, like, this integration has been an everyday thing for me recently. I'm like, let me test it out. Like, where can I find a job here? Can I find a job there? And it's just good because there's a lot of boomers and people that are curious about Web 3 on LinkedIn. So it's like, okay, I'm using AI, like, let me go a little bit deeper and check into crypto. So you never know, it's a little small door.
Have you
I
had any
definitely
hits
have to
on
check
that
that
yet?
Yes, I have, actually, yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Well, thank you for taking
Shout out
us
to guys.
home, Brittany. Thank you guys so much for listening.